You're going to get step up. Let me check to make sure. J-Rock. Yep.
Yeah.
It's on the other side, unfortunately. Wait, there's other.
I never knew.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Alright, everybody else ready?
Yeah. Car names.
Yes. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie, you go.
Part 1 is frame of views, intuitions, arrived at moral judgments. Our conclusion must be consistent with past moral reasoning. Part 11. Normative beliefs can be self-evident and credible. Torturing children, being funds on. We need to throw away forming beliefs. Reflective equilibrium is only defensible. Manage and intuitions. These criticisms are aimed to view the intuitions as special perceptual faculty. After careful fact, different people will send up facilities and self-evident. When we try to decide whether he decides to reason tax or beliefs we are able to claim about whether we disagree. This is how we should evaluate the resolution consistent with our intuition that oppression is unjustified. Any rational nation project oppression is experientially bad, arbitrarily prevents us achieving certain ends, and induces pain and trauma. Helm 2. Pleasure causes desire to keep opinions and capacity, the inconsistent awareness of certain qualities desire for relief. Pain is an experience that looks to me to like for self influence. The uncertainty that painful experience is bad. Moreover, oppression is unjustifiable. The arbitrary nature of oppression does not take reason or judgment into account. It's based on personal will and without regard to rule of standard conduct. The standard is minimizing oppression. Preferred for debate should deal with the question of real consequences. Ideal theory is not real and legitimizes oppression. Curry 14. Ideal theory applies moral theory as a whole. Ethics deal with normative issues. Set against factual superstition. Concept of between what versus the actual problem of the world. How we experience the problem. Most often called an anti-ethical paradigm. Such a paradigm insists on the actual basis. What can be certain normative this gap. Presently, real discussion about the concrete nature of oppression. What distinguishes the ideal theory's reliance on idealization or exclusion. What are the actual theoretical endorsements make it for a set of action that address every time promise of miracle or contention. The United States federal government ought to ban private ownership of hangings for people with histories of stalking or agent Barnaby's in gaming relationships and repossessing guns from those previously convicted. Current laws are insufficient loopholes exist. Category 15. Federal law leads to keep loopholes. The federal definition of independent visa cards and company marriage. Visa argument to still persons gun ban. Also leaves a purpose that existing gun collection on insurance ban and effective gun. Handguns are uniquely caused independent violence events. Key enemy duty 12. Victims of killed due guns in independent violence. Handguns are most frequently used. 1/3 of all women murdered were murdered by an independent. Handguns are more likely rifles and shotguns. When previous violence exists, there's a homicide 20 times higher. Firearms solves and 5% increase in the risk of homicide. Now seizing firearms solves homicide rates decrease and prevents repeat offenders. Category 15. Some governments reverse independent reasons to the guns. These are effective. 2009 study credited murder rates 25% lower than the cities without related. Judges take advantage of law. 30% have less success by local police departments who aren't aware that they're responsible for seizing firearms. Use turning towards a better solution. Now limiting abuses of access to firearms reduces the number of murders that finds comprehensive systems. Gurney and Parsons 14. Limiting abuse of access to firearms critical reduce the number of ordered murder. So long as having a comprehensive system in place with the federal state levels to protect from fatal lines into relationships. Convicted abusers stalking people charged with related to statements from possessing. Provide records to the NICS and ensure the abuses storage firearms. One thing contributors there's been growing movement to enact laws against. Now the absence of stance against gun culture bans have spillover effects on the root cause of violence. Mugo 16. Ending gun laws requires falsification, change your cultural attitudes, violence, and violence, expression, masculinity. Guns are marketed as masculine. Access creative pathways for fatal violence. As lack of support legally and culturally for SARS makes it harder for fleets. Situations escalating fatal shootings exist in legislation that deeply does nothing to address the pull down. This form of violence is systemic and has horrific impacts affecting millions. NCADV 07. Intimate part of violence can come to emotionally abuse and control behavior. Part of systematic factors, dominance, control, result, physical injury, psychological trauma, death. Consequences of life on one or more experience. Intimate part of violence, 1.3 million of victims of physical assault by 80 proportion under view. First, the role of violence is evaluating the stimulating costs and benefits to political policy options. The role of violence is evaluating the stimulating costs and benefits to policy option. Key political activism, which controls the internal to other framework arguments. Covers 5. Democracy makes sense about obligation to be with the government. Should absence discussion motivation political activism is lost. Never second power of court power. Enrolling approach to learning to love power, influence government action. Simulation is more power than abandoning personal power. Role plays institute the language of power. Basically, political activism strategies with for change must confront government about. Now, the role of violence does not exclude theory, but confront. It functions as an advent to interpretation. For 8 is fairness preserves. 100% 1 C4 to be first that's starting with debate. Change it to very 6 1 C. That's why task issues. Debate away from subsidization. B point suicide debate. Solve conflicts resolve their office. 8 C4 debate debate under different purposes. Increase in depth of correcting discussions under purposes between firming C point. Is reciprocity exclusion. Friendship purpose included to the office policy makes most inclusive role of Candidates get incentive under all offices and linking effect turnable, which is the best for self-engagement. Key points education. Role-playing is the government's key role education. 3 reasons. Joiner 99. User can be effective pedagogical tool. Role installation helps students understand the difference between developing policy alternatives and experience consequences, give students benefits, become actively engaged, students become legal advocates, gain greater insight into the real legal responsibilities, policy rules, the complexity of applying and implementing laws, which from letters with contributions and United States foreign policy agenda. Depicting the expert political real analysis of legal defense. E point is solvency. The speculatorial left is responsible for gun violence, not find tangible policy solutions to gun control since denouncing cultural phenomenon does not do anything. Store 12. Debates over the wisdom of allowing man-terrors Americans who don't see back political extremism, the spectral leftists who doubts the promise of Americans difficult and happy judge never gets the messy business progressive politics, cultural violence, so practically powerless but comfortable with the idea that there's no better politics for representation, institution, dogmatism, utopianism, politics, all we hear about polarization, real life, what the problem is ideological homogeneity, nobody is doing anything about the problem, not enough to watch politics, must be practice, progressive, getting down to the nitty-gritty, good, now F point is that tangible state solutions are key, abstracting from details, necessary for alternative reproduces violence and seizing political, Brian 12. Abstraction ignores mediation, which I think is better. Academic level play of abstraction, good at the characteristics, supporting proposing alternatives, ignore how the academics, other structures, or regime abstraction, having remade created a workable alternative, because present only ways only academic mediation, critical theory, can understand levels to work, expensive academic journals, only universities will give taxing expensive adults now. Second, none of us are proposing alternatives. Second is that use reasonability for negative theory. A1 increases topical clash, because Alex have negative interpretations, also abuse and spikes, all clarify and see. B point is that the broad line for negative theory, topical and clash, and topical disclosure, we want to see, and lack of structural because the absence predictable has been since the number of their returns to topical answers to it, and specific cases of arguments that you would not otherwise get unless I read the 7. You can also engage in safe practices, so there's no harm from fair education. A third is that advocacy must be defended unconditionally. A1 is ground. Cannot hold them to any policy government office because of my turns, they can draw back to pictures, which are position best used one at a time. Best stress use is inevitable conditionality, makes it accidental and follow. B1 is clash and advocacy skills. Makes our incentive go position that undercome because it's turning where the negative must multiple hook the advocacy and also skills ability to be stable advocacy. That's about for activism and politics. Now, fourth is that authors from the literature agree they have some developments in 16. Would banning for political groups still count as ban of private ownership? For political groups such as people in dating relationship, the technical meaning of ban is not given on planners are legally operational as well as gun control ensure, but plenty of research to use phrase and context people with criminal records different types of mental health should be banning because many senses the population is a ban now fifth. The negative must accept the absent effects of A1 is disclosed part of their own with the 70 things is they follow the contest framework done by the choose framework or read alternative framework. A1 sense some points you can see that we're let's see less than your new response markers with speeches. That would be the one in mind also the app has extended office one said one mind interpretation also the task by forcing major one letter where both waits and time with framework continuing form 1 year also the task is especially important because it controls the ability to make arguments. The negative spread alternative solvency for that to go to default application issue is not an issue of efficiency it's structural to moral people starts to NC that's the academic statement when it's for the multiple layers often is irrelevant AC self because it doesn't have to go framework should start an act also naked author to the debate also the acts is structural in terms of finishes the outer impacts such as school side likewise always it's also more pursuit side debates also later involves also the AC's norm no bad impacts he can engage in different practice also the permanent space for exploration how to interpret framework.
Alright, take it all here.
I only read these two. Did not read these two.
So you read this like also or
Yes, I just
Alright. Is everybody ready? What's the impact of AFC? What does that entail? Does that entail just the like ethical
it
framework?
means you reject any arguments that do not function under my normative.
Your normative ethical framework, correct?
Yes.
Alright, cool. Let's go through the reasons to refer your role of ballot.
Sure.
What's the first one?
Fairness, it says that changing the roll of ballot moves 6 minutes of my offense. The fact that I've chosen to roll ballot.
So if I read a roll of the ballot that doesn't move the app, like does this
the
argument?
entirety, if the entirety of my app operates under your roll of ballot, I would be very surprised.
Okay.
Right.
What is the viewpoint?
The viewpoint says that suicide base solves all of your impacts because you can do the same thing while affirming, which obviously solves. There's also a net benefit to that is that we get to explore different frameworks instead of just having debates between frameworks. Debating under frameworks is obviously good because if any framework is
Sure,
educational,
that's fine. What's the education?
What?
The education.
So there are three warrants within the Joint 99 evidence. The first piece about it, the first warrant says that developing policy alternatives, experiencing consequences of different choices is the best way for us to be good advocates in the real world. It also says that it gives students the benefits of being actively engaged in legal advocates, which is good for real world change. They also gain greater insight into the real world legal dilemmas faced by policymakers, which is relevant since if you want to understand what's going on in the world, they should probably do that. It says that you realize the complexities of applying and implementing law, which is relevant because it says it bridges the gap between United States policy and international legal principles. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, what's the reason the app is T?
The argument is that it is an interview from the Colorado Robin between two authors from the top literature. They literally say that the app is topical. The evidence or the transcript that was posted online says that the people from literature do not think that the word ban necessarily does not have, like, they think that the word ban applies to specific groups. So it is legitimate to constitute a ban just a ban for a certain group of people.
All right. What is the implication of the Curry 14 argument in the framework?
The Curry 14 argument says that we should not use ideal theories to determine what
counts as an ideal theory?
An ideal theory is one that does not necessarily take into account material conditions of reality, something that abstracts from the empirical world. If you, for instance, say, "Oh, my ethical standard is not concerned with like things that occur in the real world," or like it's based purely on theory or principles instead of actual action, that's probably bad.
All right, let's go to what is the last argument, like under everything? If the app is
Under everything?
Yeah, like the last.
Okay, the argument is that if the app is structurally turnable, then that is sufficient in order to, like, for me to read EFC, because outer impacts such as school size and other bias also exists. So you're not going to be like, you can't be like, I think it's unjustified for you to stand up and be like, oh, there's no turns to your standard, because the only standard that justifies the AC standard, and also the app is structurally turnable, there are definitely turns to it, so you can debate under it. I think it's fair.
Alright, sure, cool. Let's go.
I wasn't.
So, what are the reasons, or what is the solvency or argument for the role of value?
The historical evidence says that the reason that gun violence exists in the status quo is because we're talking about it but not actually taking action. When we talk about things in the abstract, which is what the spectatorial left does, we are complacent with our ability to determine that some things are bad and then don't actually take action on it. So proposing actual alternatives that can make a change in the world is better than standing by and doing nothing.
Alright, let me just rectify that here. What is the implication of the role the ballot can use as a theoretical? Or
It said, well, you guys read a shell that's like, oh, you have to specify the conditions under which the roll ballot can like
is that all it
interact.
applies to?
What do you mean that's all it applies to? It also applies if you try to say, oh, like you may not read X, and if that necessarily excludes my roll of ballot, then I can read my net, but I can say that my roll of ballot is a net benefit, or all the reasons that my roll of ballot is good.
Sure. 35 seconds left. Order is going to be, I think, three off case? Yeah, 3 off case. Right get it.
Yep.
And closing up the job. Alright, let me
I just need to pull it up on the side.
Alright, cool. I have it written in.
One second.
And on case it's going to be roll the ballot, then should be top down.
One second. Sorry, what is it again?
3 off, case starting on the entire roll the ballot.
How many off?
3.
Ready.
Is everybody ready?
Not at all.
3 off, case starting on the roll the ballot. Ready? Audit is defined as an obligation, and the 2 ways which will not be applied. The first is to express an act such in the statement, I ought to do something, and it can also express a state of affairs such in the sense it ought to be the case, and I do something to use the positive verb, and the subject and object of the outcome. The resolution is the second category, as the state of affairs with private ownership of handguns. The other resolution non-agential does express an act about anyone, however, the non-statement can tell just on the basis of state of affairs when there is no act or rodal. Thought to derive an act not be good. It would be good if I say that the human drink glass water just demand you by contrast in case you drink glass water for you in the glass same manner, no more just demand to you than just the glass shows no way to derive a man from about writing or relying on demand or any place shows no sense to use good application of the state of affairs. Negate resolution, the incorrect application, not in the implication of resolution, fellowship, negate. Second off. A is the interpretation on the 2015-2016 GenPAP topic. The affirmative debater must defend by banning private ownership to clarify that they cannot defend banning certain people from having handguns, must defend banning handguns as a whole B violation very clear from the affirmative plan. Text to ban specific group from owning handguns. He transfers text. Private ownership is fine. Back to being owned by a private individual organization. Different private ownership and preventing someone from owning the act of defending a restriction state or only banning certain resolution question banning state ownership not certain people. Specifying certain groups laws. You have to get a comment to set the current plan is allowed. Specify that a certain group of individuals make it literally possible to give, for example, like say children under 5 years old should be banned from owning handguns. Such claims are contestable text. Key is the only thing I have going into the round sex assault and pen vote because the judge no jurisdiction vote on not possible arguments. Second is ground A gives as quantitative advantage. They can have B one group massively under limiting possible case out to B is B gives qualitative advantage. They were happen always be most type of most beneficial space true in this topic. Odds are unique social style from the time people that are not even at the center discussion avoid the core ground and the always be able to specify and a few individuals allows them to remove every possible decide the Afghan plan will under the answer would be impossible to be in which words for education is because that is being key issue B would be forced to engage in trivial discussion of trying to organize plan drop the debater one drop the incentivized for the use of fast debate 3 then lapses on case for extending first means nag always lose 2 to our class teacher after always went for your target drop the barrier keep nag layer 3 the AC 7 advantage being able to currently use the top get interest in the after really short means the jump in the discovery ratio board drop the debater encourages or drop the debater encourages more educational options unique the outside strong sense to piece of teams versus out drop the debater and nor guys incentivize out to early piece of arguments and focus on having long counter for all plan B it's showing the fact that you can dangerous on favor because they always get to read long counter for the 1 hour and the 2 hour class weighing contextualized next totally just them to read theory against good theory debates and at least empty views and see arguments motivate the after all and on theories on the 1 hand instead of both theories doesn't works for subject education. Third off. The counter role with judge about both the very best pension false resolution post the level of strength fair at the drive the out for the resolution or burn through false for the after valid jurisdiction all the judge power to vote for the better greater kills term who when judge no jurisdiction vote better first least practice jurisdiction functions first judges not about anything there's no need to for you to have critical educated for tells you in the same way you don't have to dance fiber that might be swinging state debates being distinct being a better person which means that you sit down debates only truth policy first no leads debate solely and activity to discuss policies somewhere of argumentation for our first I wouldn't win by reading this textbook before so can truly inform we take argumentation be more fundamental and second text 5 dictionaries find engagement of truth of the firm to agree with your soldier job engagement on the rest of truth policy way to come use bluntly clear with their roles verified and even to be used on particular reason not a reason vote on that reason once we're in the must only follow kitchen rules debate even the inferior to purpose and garden. The rules suggest maybe design prime intellectual game however, and just the comparing consideration the rules suggest primary legal move bargaining, being more intellectual challenge to gain the proper response to move deals, the whole application done fully to the false resolution, even to be a structured pride for education judge try educate students practice about the only relevant consideration the winner, and even if the purpose is based relevant, the role about it seems all of its arguments assume the judge's purpose should be an educator, someone who is supposed to improve the activity and vote what is educational, but education never voting issue first of all is subjective mind. What about this educational difference? When I evaluate what you can possibly value, for example, some people value one thing in depth, whereas other people learn many things on a superficial level, which means that any decision on the judge's vote, this argument's intervention on behalf of ideal accepted education works, using the far as less the judge's vote for literally whoever they want to take argumentation out of his spirit joint, typically outweighs abuse claims in second, it's self-defeating the process of saying something is educational, so therefore we're about to talk about undermines education, the way we receive education from debate, having a range of argument strategies that address the whole thing, graph of education, when we merely define the role of the judge, or role of the judge specifically educational activity, shortly real education because establishes that every debate must be on the exact same issue as his purpose justifies a erase the bond where every debate is focused on who can actually find the most educational topic to talk about leading worst ways overall be a decrease in intellectual rigorous debate becomes more predictable and recycled now on the world about. He has overcome the role about the fact that he can literally read every single argument in the affirmative of the role about his reason for my role about 9 weeks, literally every single one of his claims. Let's go. The arguments on line by line. His first argument about fairness, but I allow literally any type of argument to solve or which solves like your fairness claims. The point is that's which has to be key first. My arguments that nothing that benefits my interpretation, philosophical education uniquely important in the context of LD with separation from PF and policies that we have these philosophical discussions. So it's not benefit to my interpretation. The reason I always hit arguments, even if there's arguments about policy, make discussion we still have in the context of a framework. For example, you can read contact and advocate a policy that links back under that contact, which literally is a net benefit to my interpretation. You can never solve the access to your under your own interpretation. Go you best cross your argument. Not unique. You can also read any argument under my interpretation and solve back literally all your arguments. If you really, for example, critique is justified, you still do the under role about on the education center. One of my role about always my arguments maximizing my arguments indicate maximizing education is incoherent. The notion that you're supposed to have more education debate than just a baseline level that is provided by the rules. Bad one is second, my argument that debater provide for education in the first place. You need argument ways on yourself to argument one policy. So actually pass that for the round, which means that you can't access any sort of solve. Even have the discussion. My argument that with these discussions happen, but they don't do anything, which means that I'm the one of actually having some sort of real discussion that can, for example, contribute to the philosophical field of this reason. Many people come out of debate and then contribute to philosophical discussion on the right argument. Say we need sort of state discussion. You can still have some sort of policy in the world of the affirmative environment that would be a better world would be one in which there a better world would be one in which there is no, or one in which the status quo. Now I'm going your argument why the after topic one just isn't true. One just isn't true even your argument, even if your argument is that specific people have said that the after topic my argument is that the definition of a ban necessarily prohibits your affirmative reason. The topicality shall is preferable. Second is that even if the after topic is not a reason why it is a fair affirmative, which is the reason that under the T shall it's a reason rejected regardless. And third is that there's literally no ground in the world of the affirmative because literally he's just saying that it would be necessary, not beneficial to have it for certain people who are already harmed from society. So now on overview of the case. I accept the affirmative minimizing oppression, but the way in which we should frame it should be based on avoiding totalization because epistemic opportunity, the other means totalization from false unjustifiable belong. Epistemologically, my perspective of the world is not the only possible perspective because the other radically escapes my cognition, the other is that one's mysteries, the other fundamentally escapes my understanding force totalization, the other imposition when I go for it, justification is unavailable to skip, or cut the rest of the card, and this negates first, come in necessarily to determine the good otherwise, assuming the purpose of the gun is a weapon of recreation on the interpretation of the left of the individual side, and second, take away people rights to gun is totalized and post set of values on the other respect the nature, infinite discipline, on your perspective, repay. Fighting for your right to own a gun and control society, many who believe in encouraging freedom, value, freedom, people want guns to protect themselves from the third society, taking away their ability to control the last that. Laws control and has 4 million members, but back the term gun control policy for 10 million.
Where did you mark the card?
I marked the card unavailable.
And where did you mark this card?
I ended at like members, the first members.
Alright, and then this one where?
I didn't read the third card.
No, wait, you marked wrong, no?
Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah.
You marked wrong. Where did you mark wrong?
Unavailable. That's what I said. That was unavailable.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to tell me on camera that it is authorizing to take guns away from people who have committed intimate partner violence?
My argument is that taking away guns is totalizable.
Okay, so I will repeat my question. You're saying it is totalizing to get guns away from people who have committed intimate partner
My
violence?
argument is that it is totalizing to take away guns.
Okay,
Just
cool.
generally.
Alright, that seems pretty good. Let's go to your NC, or whatever this is. This off, is it an NC? Because you read a recontextualization of my standard, and then you read this NC. So is this a separate avenue to ballot?
Yes, this is an app usage.
Okay, that's fine. So why can an odd statement not be intelligibly justified on the basis of state of affairs?
The argument is that in order to create some sort of claim of what is right or what is justified, cannot be based on when there is not anybody who's actually doing it.
Okay, what should it be based on then?
Should it be based on an act, such as in the statement, like the USFG ought to do something or something like
Wait,
that?
no, I'm saying what should it be based on?
Yes,
Oh,
an act
the
where there is
USFG.
an actor doing something.
Okay,
Like USFG
Wait, I
ought
don't
to
understand. The
ban
plan text says the United States federal government should do X, Y, Z.
Make that argument. It's not a good one.
Okay, I think it's a good one. Let's go to intro. Is this a T-shell? What is the definition? So wait, I don't understand. Is this T or theory? You don't define a word in the resolution.
I mean, the standards, like the argument says the app isn't.
I think there's a relevant distinction. Is this
I don't think there is a distinction.
Okay, alright. So the violation is what? Just that it's specified?
The violation is that you specify to one individual.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry, the formatting broke on the standard.
No, that's fine.
So it didn't say 1 and 2.
Okay, what do you say when you mean? Oh wait, sorry. What do you mean when you say that you're recontextualizing the standard, the Blum stuff?
The Blum argument is just that
does it exclude any of my offense under the app?
No.
No.
It's just that
how does it interact with
it's
my
impact, or the Blum argument is impact comparison between the arguments that I read on the affirmative and the arguments in your affirmative.
Okay. That's fine.
It's not like saying that you can't read your arguments in the affirmative.
Okay.
So no, I don't violate AFC. I can see your
Alright.
standard.
That's fine. Wait, I don't understand. How does your substantive off not violate AFC? It's an independent reference valve that is not accessed through conceding standard.
It doesn't have a standard text. If you want to look through, there's no. It never says like the standard.
It is
anything.
offense for you, right?
It is offense.
Okay. Well, my AFC interpretation says offense cannot be derived unless it is under my standard.
This probably derives offense under your standard.
How? You just told me it is not.
Hmm?
You just told me it is not.
It derives offense regardless of the standard.
Wait, what? Wait.
It
I
can
don't understand. You
accept
said
the
it's
standard
okay.
and still negate.
What?
The argument is regardless of what framework you use, you still negate.
Okay, that's fine. You say that text comes first, and it's an independent voter. So if I prove that my app is textual based on another word in the resolution, how do we get it?
You can compare between the.
Okay, if I define 2 words that imply my app is topical, and you have 1 word that implies my app is not topical, do we affirm on T?
We can have this.
Wait, I don't understand. So I don't need an RBI, right? Because this is an independent voter, external considerations of fairness in education.
No.
Why?
I would like you have
You
to
just
make,
said
you
that.
have to make
Wait,
reasons
you
why
said
it's still an
jurisdiction,
RBI.
jurisdiction in Texas is an independent voter.
I would say jurisdiction probably functions as a text.
Wait, how? I don't
Because
understand.
because the jurisdiction
I'm sorry,
of
Private.
the, yeah.
I'm sorry, Private. Is this a stance that you're taking right now? Is this in your?
This is a stance I'm taking now.
Okay, that's fine.
Jurisdiction would function first.
What was the third argument against the Francis defilation? Yeah. You said your app is not a
Yeah, the wait, which argument?
Never mind. 51 seconds. It's going to be top of the like case extension. Then it's going to be the terms that you run a case like Blum stuff, the basic characterization of the standard. Then it's going to be AFC at the bottom of the F. Then it's going to be the NC that you read, and then T. NC and then what? T. All right.
Where are you starting again?
Are you reading new stuff?
Yeah.
Can you email it?
Just a second. Good?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you get it?
No. So I'm done.
I'll try.
So it's taking a pretty long time.
It's definitely good too.
Oh, I got it.
Great. Ready?
Where are you starting again?
Top of the F. Extending the F and the step terms to case.
Okay.
Extend the way you see the last cells, loopholes, and allows for domestic violence and tactical laws like the F have been perfect where that's category 215 and still solves it succeed. Also, the alternative is continued violence against independent partners, police abuse, that's EDV 07 evidence. Also, the absence of message against hyper-masculine gun control skills, talking the root cause of violence, and movement 16 evidence. Now, your repetitions are really ridiculous. The person that you can see the car evidence says the material harm, metaphors under defender, which means that you're blunt, recontextualization percent makes no sense because it's not a question of actual harm. You know, I think not only it's actually a material harm. Against somebody, a different harm in the sense that they assume they want a weapon, they don't want a weapon for recreational purposes. Obviously, it's not the case because in the past, they've used it to kill somebody, which is obviously or hurt somebody. That's obviously not a reason why they should be able to use a gun now. Second, he says taking a gun to totalizing, you should probably lose for his sake that it's totalizing for somebody who is committed IPV to own a gun just to perpetuate something, perpetuate violence against the victim now. Go to the NC. Actually, bottom of the end. AFC was completely conceded. He's conceded the argument says the interpretation says that you should he has accept my standard as and recontextualization says do not count. He's following the interpretation that concedes the violation is that he reads the new office says that the independent route of the irrespective of whether it functions under or not under my standard. It's a concession process now. He has conceded the time. The argument says that AFC reading alternative routes developed moves of 6 into 1. The office that is especially relevant to time. He controls our ability to make arguments. Also, he's conceded that the time is most relevant. Internally different because otherwise I do not have the ability to have a role develop. He's also conceded that he needs alternative solvency for time. But he's not so which means that you default out and you know the implication was to drop the argument means the new off goes away now the new off. His off. One is no like the plan takes as an agent even if the resolution does when you read the plan the exact same as the resolution no one send to the second is not agent to oxygen can be still around still be noted for instance probably be released puts more obligation on government actions governmental actions capable of reducing crime. Third is that truth is bad for obviously this neighbors is bad the committed policy policy probably yeah that's key to responsible role education of state. The truth is, we want to pose the absolute burden the they provide negative with functioning and programming. Each one of community role based. Negative representation will possibility of being done skeptical arguments. Such amount of forces, parallel birth structure, second, intuitive when people evaluate as the implication rule. Also, jurisdiction is best at question. Develops a piece of paper. Parents' education are necessarily more important now. DT counter Counterprediction, the absence specified abuse of targets when the absence goes with the ADC region second to solve the advantage of fine to prevent legal means that a media argument about text because advantage is definitely bad. Also, the default is 16 evidence when one of these has partially good decisions says that in the literature there's no actual operationalized definition of a ban, which means that we have to use the phrase in terms of how contextualized within top literature. No, a ban exists in status quo for mental people with mental health issues proves that my interpretation most real world actually have things exist in the real world, which means your interpretation is absolutely false. It should not be used. Here's often first is context. U.S. bans get people with mental health, which is that's that fine interpretation rules. Target bans are how guns are actually implemented. Universal prohibitions are political impossibilities. So what happens? Second is limit their interpretation discourse activation. There's literally one happens over limiting makes me as possible. So literature negative. They get agent complex keys not talking about step. So specificity is key to check back. Third is bread. Death thousand bread. Second means spec means we have no one solves. The basis steps 3 means that hanger restrict. Next are forced to next are forced to cut specific for return to team means the answer reading generics ever running. You can't get the entire topic 45 minutes. So focus on one issue. Is topic education for this ground. Depending on the whole resolution means they get to pick up any groups of survivors, security guards, members, etc. Which all often speaks perfectly possible. 8% negatives reactive. an infinite variety as both takes co-op and grants as B1 is a times 2 means they get the 37 time difference in case we limits access to also because of the fact that you can see the AFC arguments now education about how we for the ethical substance and I run impact education along the same thing where as parents is not also really respected that there's a fair friends with 1 and C so all impacts parents are relevant. Now grant 1 year RBS A1 is 1 year times 2 means that can result on substance while there's a force from both species B1 the rest must be key to the possibility impact handling topic taking from the topic so C1 is best for community interpretation we just said topic specific norms so very bad interpretation resolution means that can be written down now his RBI arguments the first one says it is said about the after read a whole belief of interpretation that's not true it is about the right interpretation length doesn't matter you should just read a truer or better shell B1 says it was a children finds that after uniquely nature theory because they were reading a long time interpretation 1 year and 2 years in class way and contextualize that doesn't true because it's the person I'm not going to stop reading this episode children but it doesn't matter also winning topicality means that my interpretation is actually probably better you say RBI is what I think you have to go all in theory no I'm not going for all in theory it's not about what it just was what would you know overrated his interpretation this interpretation is whining your interpretation says your app is good that's unfair their app is not exclusive for reading any argument which means they allow for overspecification in every other this is also the only app I justify is mine average means that it solves by for 100% of the ground arguments means there's no reason the app is unfair also you get unique arguments with this app I state capital specifically IPV loss and essentialism K politics which is the mass bitch with the app etc.
Alright, 35 seconds left.
Yep.
Which fairness education voter do you use? The one from the shell?
There's an education voter in the shell. There's a fairness voter in the app.
Where's the fairness voter?
It's
in
the
the
sub point underneath
Where is this argument?
it's in the
I would like to know it.
roll down on the first argument of the roll down or second wherever after the previous
This doesn't seem to say fairness is a voter. My question is where's the
Oh, sorry, I didn't say the words fairness is voter.
You mean
Tell us
under the
about
NC
fairness.
shell? Or you mean were the voters in the NC shell?
What? No, I'm not saying claiming to be voter. I'm saying that is a sufficient voter. It justifies why fairness is important.
Alright, so the order is going to be...
You also consider that competitive argument.
Can I-
There's
can I-
fairness, also fairness voter in the AFC shell.
Wait, where? I want to know where the fairness voter is. Your...
All the internal links of fairness justify why fairness is important. I didn't understand.
Can I have those now?
This did, yeah.
Yes. Order is overview. Then the roll of the ballot debate. Or like the neg roll of the ballot. Then the first off. Then T if I have time. Is everybody ready?
Big mistake for the last speech. He's first succeeded education not a voter from the roll of the ballot, but he's also not making if education not a voter, education not with fairness there. There's literally no voter around the problem. He's also doesn't have a fairness voter in the AC you can call for it. Even he's saying that there are internal links to fairness. The problem is that doesn't justify my fairness. Voter. The problem is I read a T-shell without a voter debate. You go to on in theory. You really did that at all, which means that I'm going to win on the NC and the roll of the ballot. If I prove under true testing that the resolution falls back, reason that you negate.
Now go to the true testing roll of the ballot.
Extend the counter roll the judgment ballots both of your best and true false resolution. Click get level train with truth to a fair debate strategy. The app for true resolution, neck burn, true to false. Yeah, over the promise he's never shown that my strategy is uniquely unfair. He just shown that he's being fair, which means that he's which means that even if he's the best, all he has to be offense that comes from the AFC. So the promise I know first. There's no when he says how to violate, he never says reconceptualized framework, which means very heavily neg on this issue. And the second thing is the first off doesn't even have a framework in the first place, which means I don't read an alternate framework, which means that's also a reason I don't violate his interpretation. But go extend for the after all jurisdiction because all the judges power to vote for the person who actually wins based on the debate. You can see the jurisdiction that the only thing that is in your jurisdiction both the truth of the resolution extend the second argument, which is the text argument saying that the five dictionaries find engagement and the truth of and affirm to prove true, which means if I prove the resolution false, I have met my burden. Because the only thing you have constituted go or the only thing we know going to the round of the resolution side and case times, which means that if I have proved the resolution false, I have met my burden because I have negated the resolution. Now go to the northern evidence. This is a comparison argument is how you evaluate the T debate. My argument is that the T debate is irrelevant. There's no need to maximize fairness in education. If he's winning the arguments in the theory, my argument is that we have the fair constraint placed on the debate, or like the educational setting that is placed in the debate. My argument is that the only thing that you as a judge can do is to vote on the things that you are given. My argument is the example that the hard evidence uses is chef. This is a hard strength link in the debate. The argument is that even if like for example, it would be more educational to put the queen next to the king every single time we went to that because we recognize that it breaks the rules of chess. So the implication is in the context of debate, we even if fairness and education are important, I warranted why they're important. That's another reason that you as a judge have to vote on them. Is impact the comparison between this and the voters. Even if the voters are saying that they're important, i.e. that we should start from some sort of premise in which like schools fund debate because of education. My argument is that is not a reason to vote on education because debate in itself already has some educational value which we should respect. He's also see education isn't a voter. Some of the first argument saying he's always subjective. When my opponent values educational different from what I value, you possibly value. For example, some people think breadth is more important, other people think depth is more important. My argument is that you as a judge, if you enforce one type of education, not necessarily this is necessarily intervention because you were saying that this is your ideal type of education, which is a bad one. Now go to the first off. Extend audit is defined as an obligation or two ways which were ought to be applied. The first one is an act such as statement I have to do something. Second is a state of affairs such in the sense that ought to be the case that I do something and the use thought different subject and the off-claim mark is that the fact that the resolution ends in state of affairs means that it is a false statement. So extend the road 11 and saying that the law which I correct to be it would be good if I see that you drink a glass of water just to make you, but consciously must be the case you drink a glass of water first, you in the glass in the same manner, nowhere just the man to you that does a glass, which means we have to have some sort of way to actually adjudicate how we make an off-claim mark. The only way to do this is if we have an actor that's actually doing something. Go through his three arguments. The first one is that the plan, that we are debating the plan. The problem is I have proven the resolution is false. If the resolution is a bad plan, that is a reason to vote negative. He's going to say the plan replaces the resolution. 8 point, that's not true. Mark is that the only thing we know going into the debate is the resolution. You need parametric size, and that is how you function offensive hit, not a way in which just generally the resolution is a true claim. Second, even if the plan is important, Mark is that regardless of whatever type of argument you're using, this is just best risk of defense for him. Mark is that if the resolution definitively false, that is a reason to vote negative. Now, your second argument is that we can use an example saying we say that like murder ought not happen, that there is some actor who's going to do that thing. Mark is that is not true. The Rodel argument literally indicts this. For Rodel 11 is over about a 2 sentence split because 8 point is that the Rodel argument actually gives you warrant in distinguishing how off-claims are made in the first place B point or how off-claims are actually structured in the first place B point. That's the only way we actually stand or we understand discussion comes from the context of debate in the first place. But now let's go to this last argument. The last argument is The last argument is the Nelson argument. 8 point is that this assumes that fairness is important. Even fairness is important. Arguments that we already have some sort of baseline standard of fairness. For example, you could have read arguments in the affirmative that or independent reason to affirm arguments that isn't sufficient. B point or B point is that the fact that it literally allows for any type of arguments under my role of valid literally allows for whatever type of offense you want to read, which means that it is reciprocal to the fact that you could read any type of arguments in the affirmative from negative solve. Back to Nelson argument. Third, you said the fairness education out my jurisdiction of my arguments that the Norton argument implicitly dice this just because he said jurisdiction begs the question. But this is just not true. Mark is that even the balance of peace speaker with the fact that the ballot was given to you by the tournament with the sides and the sides and the resolution means that is something that should be preferred. Now go to the RBI's debate. 8 point is all these arguments assume that fairness and education are voters themselves. Even if fairness and education are voters, even if they're the only conceptual world in which not going to make sense. If there's a theory debate is voting agent in the first place promise, he's also mishandled the arguments in the negative. So now let's go to the no RBI's argument. Extend the theory. I'm saying the RBI's motivate you have to go all not theory in the one instead of go for theory instead of words or you see you don't go all in this round. But 8 point is just my argument's about setting a norm. Argument's the best norm for debate is one, which we don't have RBI's in general because or incentivize even if you didn't do it in this debate. Arguments that generally is going to have this type of discussion. Extend the B point saying that it creates a chilling effect. You say you're not going to stop reading this affirmative, but that is irrelevant. Arguments just generally, even if like specific arguments are unfair, arguments that it creates a chilling effect. So I'm not going to read theory against abuse of arguments. Now extend the for 8 point saying that it incentivizes afterwards horribly abusive interpretation. You said you've proven this the right interpretation of the fact that you literally go all in you're in the one or literally prove the argument. Arguments that the way or the reason that we know that a one or theories are that the one or doesn't get any argument is because you are just going to go all in on a massive counter here.
Alright, sorry. Wow. Overview, the NC, really quickly, with shot extension of the case, and then T. yes, it's going to be an overview to the NC, and then it's going to be the an overview to the NC, and then the T-shell. Great. Great.
Ronkin never said in the last reason that winning a turn to the end is this independent of does not mean that I win the round, which means that you should have artificial sufficiency, especially in where considering he never said that these turns are not options for me. The problem is that he's also conceded that there's no such thing as an offense defense paradigm because he answers the Nelson Evans says that his role model is only concerned with the truth false resolution means that if I prove his argument false on the role levels, then I win the round. He conceded the two arguments. The first said there's no link because the plan is x has an Asian, even if the resolution doesn't agree to plan. You get the exact type of resolution no longer the center of the debate, i.e. when you are signing your value, you're voting for the app, nothing resolution. That's also contingent. That's also irrelevant because he agrees the jurisdiction voter. Yes, your jurisdiction is voting the app and one of the planets and nothing else because everything outside of the planet is no longer within your jurisdiction. It's the reason why you cannot read planet, you cannot read critique links for things that are outside of the app because the app is what defends this round. I mean, there's absolutely no link to this argument, and if that is true, then obviously I win on his role model because I assume that the resolution is true statement. Now he has also conceded that he says that his response to the person is that there's no way that we only know the resolution only. That's not false because the app is disclosed, which is at least defense of the argument second. And that even if he says even if the plan is more than this is defensive argument, you do not have an offensive defense paradigm, which means this argument makes sense. The second argument, whether non-adjacent objects are can still be known. For instance, the crime object be reduced with the moral obligation on all governmental actors of reducing crime. Now he says he just gives reason to prefer the road levels, but does not dispute the fact that I have empirical proof that that statement exists. That is true. That is empirically confirmed. That does not meet the conditions of the role state, which means that his role he should probably not buy his role levels because he's not proving why the warrant within the role levels is actually good. Now he says the role has a warrant. He's a philosopher, so you prefer it. That is obviously not true because you're not impacted by things like people being a professor is better than having a good empirical example of why this statement is false. Which means that if you're the entity is unfair, you should vote for me. Now go to take it. There are a couple of moments to the fairness first that fairness and heuristic. You can be able to have someone determine which of is winning this debate. That's not the condition of fairness. Otherwise, we can just walk up to your ballot time for you. The fact that you can implicitly concede some rules of debate and not others, even if they're not written down, means that fairness is voter and it's assumed in all the theory arguments that are written. Second, is that he says in the last piece that jurisdiction is an independent voter. But the problem is that you do not place conditions on this. If I'm consistent with jurisdiction, then might as well just be a reason to vote for me. There's no reason that jurisdiction not cut with which means no one a single argument for the argument. That's sufficient for me. Also, if it is a voter for him, it is a vote for me. He's also conceded the interpretation has a definition of word ban, which means that my app is consistent. I've also proven that his definition is irrelevant. He's also conceded the default in 16 never says that I'm consistent with the word ban in the topic literature, which is more relevant because it is how the word is actually operationalized within the literature. Now, the problem is that he's read jurisdiction is an independent voter regardless of any consideration of fairness or education. Also, he's conceded a couple of RB arguments that are first the first argument that he's conceded is that you should bring the RB because it is better for competing interpretations. He reads competing interpretations as a paradigmatic relation theory, which means that you should vote for me because we have to set topic-specific norms. Even though those norms are not couched in terms of fairness education, it's still a norm which you should vote for. The fact that he talks about norms in all his arguments, he's implicitly conceding the fact that norm study is good. That means that if my T-shell is a good norm, then you should vote on the T-shell. That he's also conceding that's an independent reason that's why you're giving the RBI irrespective of other considerations because it directly links to the paradigm theory. So I want my T-shell. I'm consistent with jurisdiction. That's the reason to vote for me because it's best for norms. You can say the norm setting is relevant. That's all your RBI arguments and the T-shell that you originally read. Even if it's not fairness or couched in terms of fairness education, it's constituted to the role of the judge.
Hey, Joel, can I see the fairness for
Yeah. The first argument.
the one you said.